Have you ever found yourself in situations where your efforts went unnoticed? Where you sensed that, despite all you had done, others simply didn't prioritize you? Perhaps you've given your best, made thoughtful decisions for the greater good, and been readily available to others, yet your contributions or insights have slipped by unacknowledged. These instances, particularly when they come from those closest to us, like family, friends, or a partner, can be profoundly disheartening. They can lead to a sense of disillusionment, a feeling that despite all you've done, your worth has been overlooked or, even worse, disregarded. Now, in Stoic philosophy, there's an important truth about situations like these. Expecting recognition or validation from others is often a path to disappointment. The Stoics teach us that the thoughts, actions, and acknowledgments of others are beyond our control. Therefore, waiting for others to recognize our worth can lead to frustration and hurt. Yet, in facing this challenge, Stoicism also offers us guidance. Through a mindful approach, it's possible to cultivate an inner strength that doesn't rely on external recognition, and paradoxically, this strength can help you become a priority in the lives of those who matter most. In this video, I'll walk you through 9 steps grounded in Stoic wisdom. These steps are designed to help you transform your approach and create a shift. One that allows you to focus less on others, validation, and more on valuing yourself, thus becoming a natural priority in the lives of others. Each step is not only a piece of advice but a foundational principle you can integrate into your life. Now, before we begin, I encourage you to watch this video all the way through. Every insight we discuss here is crucial to fully understanding and applying the Stoic approach to earning recognition and respect from others. If you find this perspective resonates with you, don't forget to subscribe to Victory in Silence for more transformative insights. And if you feel this message strikes a chord, leave a comment saying, "I deserve," as a reminder of your worth. Lastly, share this video with friends who may also be seeking a deeper sense of self-respect and fulfillment. Let's begin this journey toward becoming the priority you deserve to be. Step 1. Cultivating the fear of losing you through emotional dynamics in human psychology. The principle of loss aversion suggests that people tend to fear losing what they already have more than they desire to gain something new. This aversion to loss is powerful, often influencing decisions, feelings, and priorities. Leveraging this principle in relationships can be transformative, prompting others to see you as a genuine priority. When we craft an environment that subtly hints at the potential for loss, we invite others to appreciate the connection more deeply. A key to this approach is introducing a measured degree of emotional distance. Instead of always sharing your inner thoughts, personal feelings, and daily experiences, take a step back. Reduce the frequency or intensity of the emotional closeness that previously defined the relationship. This shift introduces an element of uncertainty, prompting the other person to re-evaluate the significance of the bond and potentially realize its importance. Another essential component is the conscious decision to diversify your social landscape. When you spread your attention and time among various social connections, you demonstrate that your fulfillment does not solely depend on any single relationship. This subtle message, that you have a vibrant life outside of any one connection, reinforces your independence and helps others see that their role in your life is not absolute. This balance can be especially effective in prompting others to realize the value of your presence without resorting to extremes. Yet, this fear of loss strategy requires careful handling. An excessive or abrupt withdrawal can risk being misinterpreted as disinterest or even abandonment, especially if the person is sensitive to changes in the relationship. To apply this method effectively, you need a keen understanding of the other person's emotional needs and the unique nuances of your connection. The key is moderation, ensuring that while you introduce a sense of urgency, the groundwork remains for a healthy reconnection. By tactfully orchestrating these emotional dynamics, you can foster a space where your value is recognized. The other person may feel motivated to reassess your role in their life and invest more in maintaining the connection. This gentle evocation of the fear of losing you can be a powerful catalyst, enhancing the bond by prompting the other person to prioritize you naturally. Through this balanced approach, you encourage a healthier, more intentional relationship dynamic. Step 2. Elevating your value by cultivating unavailability. In relationships, the principle of quality over quantity often rings true. A connection's depth and meaning tend to outweigh the mere frequency of interaction, and this notion is central to the strategy of cultivating unavailability. Rather than being perpetually present, being selectively available can significantly enhance your perceived value, establishing a sense of priority in others' lives. Cultivating unavailability does not mean withdrawing or becoming detached. Rather, it's about being intentional with your presence. Too much availability can sometimes lead others to take you for granted, diminishing the unique value of your time and energy. The aim is not to disappear, but to strike a harmonious balance, one that underscores the importance of your presence when you are together. An essential aspect of this strategy is to maintain an independent and fulfilling life beyond any single relationship. When you demonstrate that your world encompasses various meaningful pursuits, it conveys that your time is valuable and that you are not constantly on standby. This independence isn't about neglecting the relationship, but about showing that you have personal goals and passions. Your life, filled with a multitude of interests and engagements, becomes an indication of your inner richness, making each moment together feel more significant. Another vital aspect of cultivating unavailability is the recalibration of your needs within the relationship. If you find that the dynamic is tilted toward constant accommodations or excessive adjustments on your part, it might be time to re-evaluate your boundaries. This recalibration can subtly communicate a message of self-respect and mutual respect, signaling that your availability is thoughtfully balanced with your well-being. Striking the right balance in this approach ensures that you remain accessible enough to foster connection without diminishing your unique value. This thoughtful approach sends a powerful message. Your presence is a conscious choice, not an unlimited resource. By emphasizing quality interactions over quantity, you invite the other person to see you as a valued priority. When they recognize that your attention is not an ever-present commodity, it deepens their appreciation for the time and experiences you share. This nuanced method of cultivating unavailability can foster a deeper connection by encouraging the other person to actively prioritize and cherish your presence. As you align with the principle of quality over quantity and maintain a fulfilling life beyond the relationship, you establish yourself as a valued and respected figure in their life. The art lies in balancing accessibility with independence, ensuring that your presence is cherished, ultimately fostering a more meaningful and authentic connection. Step 3. Crafting intrigue by embracing a hint of mystery. In the realm of relationships, there is a timeless allure to mystery, pulled towards the unknown that fascinates and captivates the human mind. This natural attraction to enigma and the excitement of discovery can be a potent dynamic when applied thoughtfully. By carefully cultivating a sense of mystery, you draw others toward you, sparking their curiosity and deepening their interest in understanding who you truly are. The art of mystery lies in gradual self-disclosure. Rather than unveiling every detail of your life immediately, reveal facets of yourself with intentional restraint. Share only glimpses of your interests, passions, and past experiences, allowing others to discover layers of your personality over time. This strategy keeps interactions dynamic, fostering a sense of anticipation and wonder. As others become more engaged in unraveling who you are, they become more invested in the relationship, making it more likely that they'll see you as a priority. Another subtle way to maintain intrigue is to add a layer of ambiguity to your responses. While genuine communication is vital to building trust, leaving a bit of room for interpretation can keep the other person intrigued. For instance, when asked about your weekend or your thoughts on a particular topic, respond with a hint of vagueness, offering enough information to satisfy curiosity without revealing every detail. This method invites further questions and deeper engagement, creating an atmosphere where the other person feels compelled to explore who you are. Additionally, resist the temptation to disclose your entire history early on in the relationship. Overloading the other person with too many personal details can diminish the sense of curiosity that naturally unfolds as a relationship deepens. Allow the story of your past to unfold gradually, creating a narrative that is both engaging and memorable. This gradual revelation fosters a perception of complexity and depth, inviting others to discover and appreciate you as someone worth getting to know over time. The ultimate objective of embracing mystery is to sustain intrigue, maintaining a dynamic that encourages the other person to view you as a priority in their life. By artfully balancing self-disclosure, subtle vagueness, and a restrained approach to sharing your past, you create a compelling and memorable presence. When the other person is drawn to uncover more of who you are, the likelihood of being prioritized in their life increases, laying the groundwork for a meaningful and enduring connection. The allure of the unknown not only engages but also positions you as someone worth investing time and effort in understanding. A captivating presence that lingers in their mind. Step 4. Nurturing prioritization. Through thoughtful investment, one of the fundamental truths in human relationships is that people tend to place greater value on connections into which they have personally invested significant time, energy, or emotion. This concept, rooted in the principle of reciprocity, highlights that when individuals feel they have contributed to a relationship, they are more likely to prioritize it. However, fostering this level of investment requires a delicate touch, a careful balance of availability and mystery that draws others in without creating excessive emotional distance. An effective way to encourage others to invest in the relationship is to occasionally create a bit of space, signaling that your time is valuable and not perpetually accessible. By declining plans or deferring invitations on occasion, you subtly establish that connecting with you requires effort and intention. This element of challenge, of having to carve your time, naturally leads others to reassess the value they place on the relationship. In this way, they come to recognize and appreciate the significance of your presence, and your connection becomes something they're willing to actively invest in. This concept of creating a bit of waiting or effort adds a sense of significance and priority to the relationship. However, it's essential to strike a careful balance. While encouraging investment is beneficial, it's equally important not to push this concept too far, as excessive distance can be misinterpreted as disinterest or even rejection. The art lies in gently challenging the other person to engage without overwhelming them, maintaining a dynamic that feels authentic and mutual. Achieving this balance also involves avoiding extremes, whether being overly accessible or excessively detached. Too much availability can dilute your perceived value, while too much unavailability can drive the other person away. The goal is to create a scenario where the other person feels the desire to connect without feeling frustrated by excessive barriers. Moderation is key to fostering a healthy dynamic, one that encourages genuine investment while keeping the connection open and balanced. Furthermore, by allowing the other person to put in a bit of effort, you naturally create a space where they attribute greater significance to the relationship. When they invest in you, they begin to see you as a priority, not merely because of who you are, but because they've personally committed time and energy into the connection. This strategic approach fosters a dynamic where your relationship holds greater weight, reinforcing the bond and encouraging prioritization without creating emotional strain. In sum, the concept of thoughtful investment hinges on the idea that when someone dedicates time and effort into a connection, they are more likely to value and prioritize it. The delicate balance of encouraging involvement, maintaining availability, and allowing for a sense of challenge establishes a foundation of mutual respect and appreciation. This nuanced approach invites others to see you as a valued priority, where time spent together holds real meaning, and the relationship grows richer as a result. Step 5. Elevating self-worth through prioritizing your needs in relationships. Prioritizing your needs in a relationship is a profound act of self-respect that underscores your inherent worth. Often misunderstood as selfishness, this approach is about honoring your self-worth by choosing interactions that genuinely uplift and respect you. Far from disregarding others, prioritizing your needs is about creating relationships that reflect mutual respect, where each person's value is acknowledged and reciprocated. At its core, this approach empowers you to establish boundaries that foster dignity and promote healthy connections. A critical aspect of this self-affirming approach involves discerning when your value might be at risk of compromise. If you sense that someone is unwilling or unable to respect you, prioritizing your needs means making the conscious choice to step away. This boundary setting is not about imposing demands on others, but rather about honoring your self-worth by disengaging from dynamics that undermine it. Walking away from disrespectful or dismissive interactions signals to others, and to yourself, that you deserve more, setting the stage for connections rooted in genuine regard. To truly be a priority in someone's life, it's essential to surround yourself with individuals who naturally reciprocate respect and kindness. Meaningful relationships thrive on mutual prioritization, where both parties are invested in honoring each other's needs. Choosing connections where your inherent value is consistently recognized creates a positive environment that not only nourishes your self-worth but also strengthens the foundation of the relationship itself. This reciprocity is key. By aligning yourself with people who appreciate and value you, you build relationships that are supportive, affirming, and lasting. Equally important in prioritizing your needs is the understanding that, while you can influence relationship dynamics, you cannot control how others perceive or prioritize you. This recognition empowers you to focus on fostering self-worth and self-perception rather than trying to control external validation. By setting boundaries rooted in respect for yourself, you cultivate a sense of assurance that serves as a foundation for how you interact with others. You begin to attract those who appreciate you for who you are, reinforcing positive self-regard and promoting authentic connections. Ultimately, the cornerstone of being valued in a relationship begins with valuing yourself. When you make a conscious decision to prioritize your needs, you strengthen your self-image, creating a magnetic quality that draws others who genuinely see and appreciate your worth. This self-assured presence is transformative, fostering an environment where respect and prioritization flow naturally. Prioritizing your needs, therefore, is not a solitary pursuit of self-interest but a strategic and meaningful approach to building relationships that honor and uplift you, laying the groundwork for connections that thrive on mutual respect and recognition. Step 6. Crafting allure through a balanced distance. A human psychology is often captivated by that which seems just beyond reach. This principle, known as the allure of scarcity, suggests that people are drawn to what feels exclusive or somewhat elusive, sparking a desire to appreciate what isn't always readily available. In relationships, this phenomenon becomes a potent tool for deepening attraction and establishing value. By intentionally cultivating a balanced distance, you create an atmosphere of intrigue, encouraging the other person to appreciate your presence while recognizing that your life does not revolve entirely around them. At the heart of this step is the strategic avoidance of making someone the sole focus of your life. This approach isn't about creating emotional barriers, but about demonstrating that your life is full and multifaceted. When you show that your attention and energies are directed not only toward the relationship, but also toward personal pursuits, goals, and interests, you convey a sense of completeness and self-assurance. This subtle independence suggests that, while the relationship is meaningful, it is not the entirety of your existence. This dynamic adds an element of mystery and appreciation, fostering a sense of admiration as the other person comes to realize that your presence is both valuable and unique. Creating a balanced distance doesn't imply emotional detachment, but rather involves a careful blending of availability with a sense of autonomy. By maintaining space for other interests, passions, and friendships, you naturally avoid the pitfall of appearing overly reliant on the relationship for fulfillment. This approach becomes a catalyst for the other person to feel drawn to you, as they perceive you as someone with a rich, layered life beyond the relationship itself. This independence adds to your allure, enhancing your value in their eyes and cultivating a dynamic where they feel inspired to connect with you on deeper, more meaningful levels. The effectiveness of this approach hinges on maintaining a delicate balance. While the goal is to avoid excessive dependence, it's equally important to avoid creating a sense of unreachability or disinterest. Striking the right equilibrium involves thoughtful navigation, where you nurture closeness without sacrificing your individuality. The subtlety of balanced distance allows for a dynamic that feels natural and reciprocal, enhancing attraction without unintended emotional distance. Furthermore, this approach encourages the other person to develop a deeper appreciation for your presence. As they come to understand that your life is multifaceted and full, they're more likely to see you as someone who brings unique value to their life. This realization fosters a sense of desire and respect, reinforcing the perception of you as a priority. The relationship evolves into a dynamic where both parties feel enriched and appreciated, and your balanced distance serves as a powerful tool for shaping a connection that thrives on mutual respect and admiration. In essence, crafting allure through a balanced distance is a strategy rooted in understanding the nuances of human attraction. By demonstrating self-sufficiency and refraining from an over-reliance on the relationship for happiness, you foster a dynamic where your worth is acknowledged, respected, and sought after. This balanced approach allows for a natural evolution of prioritization, creating a relationship that is both fulfilling and enduring. Step 7. Strategic retreat in communication initiation. In relationships, communication is the lifeblood that sustains connection and intimacy. Yet, subtle dynamics within communication, particularly around who initiates it, can significantly shape perceptions and influence how valued one feels. While it may feel natural to be the primary initiator, especially when you wish to express interest, the truth is often counterintuitive. Consistently being the one who reaches out may lead the other person to subconsciously take your efforts for granted. This can inadvertently cause a gradual erosion of your perceived importance within the relationship. Limiting the initiation of communication may appear counterproductive at first. After all, isn't expressing interest supposed to involve actively reaching out? However, this is where the power of a strategic retreat comes into play. By stepping back from being the primary initiator, you create a gap that invites the other person to step forward and take on the role of initiating contact. This subtle shift has profound implications. It encourages them to consciously invest in the relationship, revealing whether they truly value your presence. Engaging in a strategic retreat involves a conscious decision to observe rather than always initiate. If the other person genuinely values the connection, they will likely notice the shift and make an effort to bridge the communication gap themselves. This natural response serves as a testament to their recognition of your importance and the mutual interest that sustains the relationship. Here, You establish a dynamic where efforts to communicate are balanced and reflective of mutual regard, ensuring that both sides are equally invested in maintaining the connection. However, it's essential to recognize that strategic retreat in communication is not a withdrawal of affection or a demonstration of disinterest. The goal is not to create emotional distance, but rather to allow a recalibration in the dynamics, fostering a more balanced and reciprocal bond. By limiting your role as the primary initiator, you signal that you are open to, and worthy of, being pursued. This shift becomes a subtle invitation for the other person to express their interest actively, creating a healthier foundation for the relationship where appreciation and commitment flow both ways. The art of the strategic retreat requires thoughtful observation and a nuanced understanding of the relationship's natural rhythm. When executed with intention and patience, it becomes a powerful tool for fostering a balanced connection where both parties actively contribute to its growth. In reframing the act of communication initiation, you establish a dynamic where you are not only seen as a valued presence, but also as someone whose time and attention are appreciated and reciprocated. This balanced approach ultimately reinforces your significance within the relationship, setting the stage for a connection that is both enduring and fulfilling. Step 8. The art of cultivating personal happiness. It's a natural human inclination to seek happiness through the company of others, but relying solely on another person for joy can be a fragile foundation. Not only does this dependency expose you to potential disappointment, but it also risks compromising your personal agency, leading to a subtle erosion of self-worth as you conform to the agendas, needs, or expectations of another. To be a priority in someone's life means more than occupying a place in their thoughts. It means enhancing their world while bringing something valuable and independent of them to the relationship. Cultivating your own happiness is the essence of achieving this balance. True, lasting fulfillment begins from within. By generating joy from your own pursuits, passions, and achievements, you not only safeguard your well-being but also project a sense of balance and self-assurance that is inherently magnetic. Self-sufficiency radiates an attractive quality that naturally draws people in. When your happiness originates from within, you become a positive force, enriching the lives of those around you. This self-generated joy serves as an invitation for deeper, more meaningful connections, where your presence is recognized as an asset rather than a source of dependency. Cultivating personal happiness involves engaging authentically with the things that bring you fulfillment. Your interests, goals, and aspirations. When you pursue these activities with genuine enthusiasm, you create a vibrant and contented life that others are drawn to. This authenticity signals to others that you are not just a passive participant in life, but an active creator of your own joy. The ripple effects of this inner contentment are felt in your relationships, where your happiness adds to the positive energy of each interaction and elevates the connection as a whole. This approach to personal happiness doesn't dismiss the value of interdependence in relationships. Rather, it enhances it. When individuals bring their own sense of fulfillment to a partnership, the relationship becomes a dance of shared joys, rather than a reliance on external sources for happiness. The bond thrives on mutual enrichment, where each person's presence enhances the other's life, without being the sole source of their joy. This balance is the cornerstone of becoming a priority, a dynamic where both partners contribute to and benefit from each other's presence without compromising their individual sense of self. In this final step, the focus turns inward. Cultivating personal happiness is not an act of selfishness, it's an investment in your well-being that resonates outward, enriching every relationship in your life. When you are fulfilled and self-assured, you naturally attract others who wish to be part of that positivity. You become a beacon of authenticity, inviting others to share in the richness of a relationship where each individual's happiness is a unique thread in a tapestry of shared joy. This is the essence of a connection that honors individuality, celebrates shared fulfillment, and grows stronger over time. Step 9. The art of readiness to walk away. The prospect of distancing yourself from someone who holds a significant place in your heart can be daunting, weighted with emotional complexities and a deep sense of attachment. Yet, this act of readiness to walk away is one of the most potent declarations of self-worth and respect. It sends a powerful, unspoken message: you won't settle for anything less than the respect, value, and prioritization you rightfully deserve. Far from a manipulative tactic, this readiness is rooted in a place of strength and self-respect, aligning with the belief that your presence is a unique and valuable contribution to any relationship. At its core, being prepared to walk away is a profound expression of self-worth, an acknowledgement that your time and energy are worthy of reciprocal respect. It signals to the other person that they are interacting with someone who values themselves enough not to compromise their integrity for the sake of proximity. When the right person truly recognizes this inherent value, they will naturally be motivated to keep you close, understanding that your presence is something to cherish, not to take for granted. This step is not about playing emotional games or manipulating someone's response. Instead, it is an unwavering commitment to prioritizing your well-being and happiness. Acting with integrity here means that every decision to stay or to step away is based on honesty and authenticity. A readiness to walk away means acknowledging that you are responsible for your happiness. If the relationship consistently fails to reflect your worth, stepping away becomes an act of self-respect, ensuring you remain aligned with what is truly best for you. One of the essential aspects of this step is recognizing that the readiness to walk away is a journey requiring patience. Often, people do not immediately appreciate the value of those who have been a constant in their lives. Your self-worth may not be readily acknowledged, particularly if others are accustomed to your unwavering presence. Patience, therefore, becomes your ally as you allow time and distance to reveal your importance. The journey of being ready to walk away is also one of cultivating self-appreciation. As you develop a deep sense of self-worth, you begin to realize that your value is not defined by another person's recognition, but by your own acknowledgement of it. This self-assuredness becomes a guiding light, helping you navigate the intricacies of relationships with a grounded sense of purpose. Over time, as you consistently demonstrate a commitment to self-respect and inner value, others will start to recognize and honor your presence as something meaningful. Ultimately, the readiness to walk away is a liberating act of self-respect. It frees you from settling for less than you deserve, setting the stage for relationships where you are not merely an option but a priority. While it may feel daunting initially, this step becomes a transformative act, paving the way for connections that resonate with authenticity and reciprocity. It is a journey into the profound realms of self, love and acknowledgement, preparing you for relationships that align with your true worth. Embracing self-priority on the journey to being valued by others. In life, we all encounter moments where we feel sidelined or undervalued, and such instances can often weigh heavily on our sense of self-worth. However, it's essential to remember that our journey is uniquely ours, and other people's priorities are not reflections of our true value. Instead of letting these situations diminish us, we can choose to use them as opportunities for self-growth. Prioritizing ourselves doesn't mean placing ourselves above others. It means acknowledging our inherent worth and taking responsibility for our own happiness and well-being. When we focus on nurturing our self-worth, others gradually begin to recognize our value, not because we demand it, but because we embody it. This shift from seeking validation externally to cultivating it within ourselves allows us to approach relationships from a place of confidence and strength. We no longer need to chase acknowledgement. Instead, we naturally attract it by being true to our own needs and aspirations. In essence, being a priority in others' lives starts with the recognition that we must first be a priority in our own lives. When we treat ourselves with the compassion, respect, and kindness we seek from others, we set a standard for how we deserve to be treated. This self-prioritization is not an act of selfishness but of self-compassion and determination. It enables us to build healthier relationships, make decisions that resonate with our values, and live a more fulfilling, meaningful life. Thank you for watching and taking the time to delve into this journey of self-prioritization. If this message has inspired or empowered you, consider supporting our channel Victory in Silence. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share it with those who might benefit from these insights. And if this resonated with you, please leave a comment with "I'm deserve" to affirm your worth and commitment to self-priority. I'll also leave a few recommended videos here that you might find enriching. See you soon, and remember, you are worthy of being a priority, beginning with yourself.